Hey guys, how are we doing? Welcome to today's video. And today's topic is 10 things that when you come out here, or if you come out here regularly, may catch you off guard, may surprise you. So let's see, out of the 10 things, how many of these have you experienced? Drop your comments down below, guys. Share your experience, things that surprised you. You know, when you travel to a different country, particularly your first time, if you've never been there before, you know, you are going to experience lots of different things that you weren't expecting. So, you know, let's make it a bit of a fun video. Drop your comments down below. What were some of the things that caught you off guard when you came out here? So, before we get into today's video, I would like just to ask you a couple of things. Firstly, please would you hit the subscribe button? We're getting close to 100,000 now. Unbelievable. I can't believe it. So thank you very much for all your support. And secondly, jump onto our Instagram and to our TikTok account. Instagram is all about nightlife videos, etc. Stuff that I can't bring on here. So have a look at that, guys. Jump on there. There's a link in the description below and I'll pin the comment. And also on TikTok is about daytime stuff going on here in the city. Just, you know, hotel reviews, restaurant reviews, stuff like that. So have a look on there, guys. And if you haven't already, jump on Discord and join us on there. Okay, so before we get started, what will happen is, as with these chat videos, I get Bo to put the overlays on top. This is random footage around the cities of no theme or anything like that. It's just random stuff that we see as we ride around and walk around. So that just breaks up having to stare at that. So it's better to look at the videos. Okay, so first thing that's going to surprise you when you come out is the toilets. So when you see the toilets, be prepared, guys. You know, quite often when you go to particularly service stations and stuff like that, there's very little paper facilities in the toilet. So you may well need to pop into a 7-Eleven if you are going to go need to use some tissue. Be prepared and put the tissue. This is one of the things that really catches people off guard. Is you go into a toilet and you see a bin with loads of tissue paper, and then you're thinking, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Number one, the bum gun here is a very, very popular, very traditional method of cleaning yourself up after you've done what you've got to do. So therefore, then when you do wipe your backside with the tissue, it's generally speaking, it's clean. It's just drying the water off of your backside. So don't worry about the paper bin with all the tissues in it. It's not quite as bad as maybe you thought out. However, some places you're going to go to, particularly like the beer bar complexes, when you get these little toilets where it's like 10 baht to get in or 5 baht to get in. Unfortunately, you're going to find some of them will have bowls and just a big 205 litre bin. You've got to scoop the water out and try and clean yourself up. So best thing to do is be prepared, is keep, you know, even if you just stuff like 3 or 4 tissue sheets in the back pocket, just be prepared, guys, because the last thing you want to do is go into some of these toilets not prepared, not realising what to expect, particularly if you're busting and then you realise you're in a world of trouble. So I'm guessing some of you guys that watch this video that come out here a lot, you know, maybe some of you in caught short. But anyway, if you have, drop your comments below, guys. How have you got on? And, you know, did it catch you off guard? But be prepared, guys. Number 2, prices. You know, people refer back to, oh, yeah, back in the day it was this, back in the day I paid that. You know, when you go to some of these restaurants now, a lot of the high-end restaurants, you know, they are commanding a decent price for their food. And quite rightly so, you know, the food is very expensive, particularly if they've imported the food in. You know, the steaks, etc. It does cost them a lot of money. So the prices are not like they were 10 years ago. Having said that, if you walk around the city, you know, if you are chasing, we call you balloon chasers, but if you are chasing happy hours and stuff like that, you know, then you can find what you're looking for. You can find cheap beers during specific hours that bars are offering. If you really, really are looking for something that's cheap, look for the balloons. We call you balloon chasers simply because a balloon's on the outside of a bar, generally speaking, 9 times out of 10 means it's a party. Well, with a party comes free food. So you go in there, you buy yourself a Leo, you sip it for about 4 hours and you get free food, and then you can go home and then you've had your dinner for free. But, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, prices here have increased. The one thing that hasn't increased, which I still find crazy, is the BART bus. The BART bus is still 10 baht. You just pay 10 baht, don't pay any more. Literally, you just get on the bus. When you're ready, press the buzzer above your head, get off and just give the BART bus driver his 10 baht. But yet the price of fuel's gone up, but yet their fare hasn't. So that's one thing that's quite weird. But prices in general here, you know, it's not this place that it was 10 years ago. I mean, it was cheap and very easy to you know, enjoy yourself for a very little budget. So please be prepared. You know, don't think you're going to come over here and get away on a shoestring budget, because you're not. Busy. Number 3, busy. There are certain areas here that will get gridlocked and will be very, very busy. So again, you know, if you are utilising the BART bus system, if you're using a motorbike taxi or a car taxi, you know, if you come around the Sorbacao areas, if you go around Walking Street, Beach Road, Jomtien, particularly at the weekends, you are going to be gridlocked. There is no ifs or buts about it. If or doubts about it. You are going to be gridlocked. There is absolutely no way you're going to get around it. So please be very, very aware, especially if you've arranged to meet somebody, plan ahead, guys, because you are going to find, particularly in the afternoon, late afternoon, when people finish your work, at weekends, we get a lot of people come from Rail and from Bangkok down here, especially go to Jomtien Beach. You are going to be suffering with traffic. I'm sure many of you guys that have been out many, many times, you can verify this and say, yep, I've sat in the traffic for ages and it's not fun. But unfortunately, you go down South Pattaya Road, leading up to Third Road, it's just gridlock. It's just gridlock. If you go across South Pattaya Road, going down to the Second Road, going past Tukkom, very, very busy. Soi Buakhao area is very busy. So guys, when you are coming out here, be prepared for traffic. Be prepared. If you're happy to jump on a motorbike taxi, that's probably your quickest method. Having said that, in some areas, it'd probably be quicker to walk. But just be prepared. If you are using the Bolt system, the Bolt app that we have out here, if you do book a car, please allow time for your journey because it really is very, very busy. Number 4, cinemas and the royal family. So when you go into the cinema, there's a couple of things to be prepared for. Number 1 is they are bloody freezing. When you walk in there, you won't realise it until it's too late. You sat down, you're there in your shorts and your trainers and your vest or whatever you want to wear, and the aircon is brutal. It's very, very cold in the cinema, so be prepared, because if you do go in there to watch a movie, maybe you found a newfound friend and you want to go in there, you sit there and think, I'll be okay. It is brutally cold, so please be aware. Don't go in there because you will be freezing unless you've got a long sleeve t-shirt or even maybe another 2 t-shirts, whatever. But just be prepared. Guys that have been in the cinema, you can drop your comments down below how cold is the cinema. I've been a few times. It's flipping brass monkeys. And the other thing to be aware of is the royal family. At the very beginning, they will play the national anthem. Please be respectful, guys. Remember, you're here in Thailand. Thai people are very respectful to their king, so they stand up for the royal anthem. So please, guys, do so accordingly. Doesn't matter if you believe it or don't believe it, or you want to do it or not do it. Just it takes a minute out of your day. Just stand up, please, and just enjoy the situation that's there for the Thai people. But they will play the national anthem, and so be prepared. You'll see everyone stand up. All the Thai people will stand up, and you'll be thinking, well, what's going on here? Just stand up and join in with them. No dramas whatsoever. Number 5, age gaps. Now, I don't know about where you are in the world, but certainly back in the UK, if you've got a guy and a girl that are together and the age gap is like 10 plus years or 15 plus years, you kind of get frowned upon. It's like, oh, really? Wow. Cradle snatch and all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, that's just a conditioning that we get given when we're living abroad. When you come here, age gaps don't exist. Yes, you are going to see guys that are in their golden years, their twilight years, and they may be with a lady that's 30 years younger or whatever. At the end of the day, as long as they are both 2 consenting adults, it doesn't really matter. The age is just insignificant. It's about them enjoying themselves. So when you walk around, guys, you are going to see people walking around that maybe there's a bit of an age gap. Once you've got over that barrier, once you've got that through your head and said, it doesn't matter. As long as they're okay, they're having fun and no one's getting hurt, it doesn't matter. It generally doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So when you are walking around, expect to see couples that have got, 20, 30, maybe 40 years between them. It might take you a while to get your head around it. I know it's quite weird sometimes. I remember when I first came out here, it was like, oh, okay. But, now I don't bat an eye. It's just like, look, it's just 2 consenting adults. They're having a good time. Who cares? So be prepared, guys. When you do come out here, you are going to see age gaps, quite significant age gaps. And, just let it be water off a duck's back. Don't worry about it. Don't let it ruin your holiday. And certainly don't, overthink it. Number 6, temperature. Yes, we are living in an oven. It really is. It's lovely. Well, not lovely living in the oven, but you know what I'm saying. But the temperature out here is fantastic. It really is. So when you are coming out here, particularly if you're not used to it, it can be very humid. The heat can be very hot. You might find you're excessively sweating. So try to keep yourself cool. You go into 7-Eleven, they do the face towels. You can get yourself those, the service towels. So go and get one of those. Wipe yourself down. Try and wear loose fitting clothing because you are going to sweat. You are going to be hot out here. Again, when you're out here, wear hats. Put yourself a hat on. Just wear a factor 50 sun cream, or I don't know if they do any higher than that. I'm not quite sure, but whatever the highest factor is you can get, just please, guys, be aware because the temperature out here is very, very hot. And when it's cloudy, you think, oh, that's okay. It's no different to being back home. You wander around, but really you're getting baked by like 30, 35 degree sun rays that's coming through the clouds that you don't even anticipate or expect. And of course, we all know what that's like when you go home, suddenly you're absolutely blistered. You're like, oh man, what's going on there? So, when you are walking around, guys, if you want to wear a hat or a cap, whatever, keep yourself protected, guys. Keep the suntan lotion on, particularly if you're fair skinned or if you've got ginger hair. I know ginger people struggle with the sun here. So just be aware that it is going to catch you and it will catch you off guard. Number 7, and this will catch you every single time, is driving. The driving out here, please, please, please. There's 2 things I want to ask you to do. Number 1, if you're walking around, please try to walk facing the oncoming traffic. Don't walk with the traffic coming behind you. I've seen so many people get clipped by a bike that's passed by or trying to shoot through a car. Face the oncoming traffic. At least then you can see what's coming towards you and you've got half a chance of getting out of the way. And also turning. When you get to a crossroads and you think, oh, that's okay, the roads it's give way to the right, whatever. Be aware, out here, red just means just don't get caught. They will turn around corners. They will go the wrong way up the road. They'll even ride on pavements and come towards you. It really is an eye-opener. And if you are someone that's lived in a very controlled driving environment in your own country, to come out here, it's like chaos. It's complete chaos. However, if you get yourself aware, you keep yourself aware about it, it keeps you on guard. But please, 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 guys, when you are walking around, particularly if you're in like the Soy Buakhao area, and some of the soy, like Soy Boomerang, Soy Buakhao, LK Metro, Soy Lenki, these are areas that do not have pavements for you to walk along. They're just open roads. So if you are in these areas, again, when you are walking around, please, guys, keep yourself facing to the oncoming traffic. At least it gives you half a chance of diving out of the way in case someone comes driving at you. If you walk from behind them, and here's the question, guys watching the channel, how many of you have been clipped by a motorbike or by a car wing mirror when you're walking with the flow of traffic? How many of you have had that experience? Drop your comments down below, guys. Number 8, creepy crawlies. We do have a considerable amount of creepy crawlies here. We have the cockroaches. There's a lot of cockroaches that run around, a lot of geckos, spiders, snakes, mosquitoes, red ants. These are things that you are going to be presented with at some stage during your stay here. So in terms of like red ants, be very careful on the beaches, guys. You see these trees, you might think, oh, I'll sit down or lean back against the tree and then I can just watch the world pass me by. What you may not anticipate is the tree might be covered in red ants, or there might be a pathway with around. They will bite and they will hurt you. They are definitely ones to avoid. So be careful with the trees, guys, because they are there. Of an evening, mosquitoes. You go into 7-Eleven, they got mosquito repellent. There's some very good ones in there. Again, if you are someone that's susceptible to getting bitten by these insects, take care, protect yourself, go in there and get the mosquito spray. In terms of snakes, we do have them here. We do have them here, even in the city. Generally speaking, they're normally found around like the bins, so like the black bins and stuff like that. They tend to coil up in those. So, if you are walking along the street and you see a black bins stacked on each other, just I'm not saying it's going to jump out and have a go. Most stations just run away anyway. But the point being is that they are there. Spiders, we do have a lot of spiders here, but again, I don't think we've got any that are really specifically dangerous. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, guys, please correct me. But from what I understand, I think we are pretty much okay with those. I mean, when I go home up to my village, we have spiders up there, but my dog eats them, so I don't have to worry about too much about that. But yeah, they are out here, so be prepared. And lastly, the rats. Refuse out here is obviously out in the heat, in the sun, so it does give off a bit of a smell. But having said that, the rats, you might find some rats. But, listen, I don't want to paint a bad picture. I always think, bloody hell, I'm not going to go to Thailand. There's rats, snakes, and everything else there. That's part and package of the when you travel. But all I'm saying is just be aware that they are there, but they're not part of your everyday life. The red ants, possibly if you're leaning against a tree, but other than that, you'll be good to go. Number 9, the weather. Now, we have seasons here, so we have the rainy season, we have the cold season, we have the hot season. Whatever time of year you come out, and the best thing to do is just Google the seasons. It's easy to figure those out. But be aware that we do have certain seasons here, and they are very, very different to each other. In terms of the fact that, like the rainy season, if you come out during the rainy season, in all honesty, whilst you'll have a good time, you'll still enjoy your trip. You are going to be susceptible to a lot of seriously heavy downpours. Lots of roads will flood, meaning that you can't travel. You'll be wading through the water. And with the water, when you wade, if you do choose to wade through the water, guys, please, again, be very, very careful. Remember, the water backfills from the drains, so it's not very clean. And if you've got cuts on your feet or anything like that, or cut on your leg, you may well get an infection. So if it has rained heavy and the roads are flooding, great opportunity. Sit in the bar, just chill out, wait for it all to pass. The irony of the rainy season here is as quick as it comes, it goes away just as quick. The problem with the flooding is that a lot of the vendors will put cardboard over the drains that they stand nearby when they're selling the food to stop the smell coming back up from the drains. Of course, when it rains, the cardboard gets wet and it basically just seals the drain off. So, of course, these are why the roads flood. So when you are out here in the rainy season, be very, very careful because there is going to flood. Likewise, in the cold season, you might be laughing to something. Is this guy's on drugs? Like, what are you on about cold? It can't be colder in Thailand. But it does get very cold in the evening, late evening and early morning. And the thing being is, remember, if you've been out in the sun all day, you've been enjoying the heat and all the rest of it, to then suddenly have a very noticeable, and there is a very noticeable drop in the temperature, well, then you are going to get cold. So be prepared for that. And likewise, in the hot season, I mentioned it earlier, when you're walking around, our hot season is hot. I mean, right now, yesterday I think it was 41. They're predicting a lot of heavies, or a lot of very hot days coming soon. So put your creams on, keep your hat on, keep yourself protected at all times, guys. And lastly, one thing that will surprise you will be the shows. Yes, we have shows here, and you'll be walking along Walking Street, and you'll be presented with a card that says ping pong shows. There might be a remote massage show. There might be a Russian show. All kinds of different things that are going to be presented to you. All I can say, guys, is each to their own. The ping pong shows are a little bit manufactured, a little bit robotic, if I'm being truthful with you. However, you might want to go and experience it. So if that's your thing, go and have a look. With the Russian shows, just be very careful, guys. The Russian go-go's here, they're in Walking Street. I know people that have said to me that, the minute they walked in, there was a minimum 500 baht surcharge and drinks are expensive. The girls were very pushy. I'm not saying that's from my own experience. I'm just saying that's what people have told me. So again, don't put yourself in these kind of situations because it may well ruin your holiday, and that's the last thing that you want. And these remote massages. If you want a massage, guys, there is plenty of massage places here available. Literally hundreds. You can't walk 50 meters here without finding a massage. If you go on these remote massages that they may ask you for, you're putting yourself in the firing line in terms of the fact you're going out of your comfort zone into an area where you've got no idea where you're going, and you may be presented with a bit more of a pushy scenario in order to allow you to take part in a massage. So again, just be very careful, take your time, and just think clearly about what you're deciding if you decide to go and have a look and figure out for yourself. But, I personally would say just, if you want a massage, use the massage here all around, and you can get all kinds of massages here. You know what I'm saying there. Okay, so there we are. That's just 10 things that may or may not catch you out when you come out, particularly if you're coming out for the first time. If you are an experienced traveller, even still, maybe some of these have caught you off guard occasionally. So if they have, please, guys, the thing I love about this channel, I read every single comment, is I answer you personally. It's not someone else doing it for me. I answer you personally. I love reading all your comments. So if you are one of those persons had some of these experiences I've just shared with you, please drop your comments down below, guys. It's much appreciated. I love reading them. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. As always, please remember to hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when I bring out a new video. As I mentioned earlier, please jump on Instagram and TikTok. They're brilliant platforms that go from strength to strength. Great content. Have a look at those, guys. Please take that into account. And aside from that, have a look at Discord. Discord is completely free of charge. No cost whatsoever, and it's a platform there where you can interact with other people, ask lots of questions, find out information, hotels, restaurants, you name it, it's all in there. So check out Discord, the link's in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel, there's a link to our members there on buzzingpattaya.com, and your support is much appreciated. It allows me to get out and go and do videos like I've been bringing to you over the last 3 years. All right, thank you very much for watching, guys, and please, as always, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.